Hello and welcome to Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben and this week I'm hanging out with Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about cargo cults.
I like cults.
You tried to start one at one point.
Did you?
Yeah.
Didn't take off.
It's a shame. Now you look back, you know.
I might go look back at that one day and try it again.
With the glory of hindsight, I mean, it wasn't such a bad cult really, was it?
No.
Compared to what's going on in the world.
What was it again?
Can't remember.
I think there was a lot of drugs and sex involved, basically.
Well, isn't it all cults?
Yeah.
I don't call it. Oh, accepting your insignificance.
That was it.
Yeah. Accept your insignificance. Stop giving a fuck about anything. And give me money.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was basically the plan, and nobody did.
Is the manifesto still available online?
Yeah, I think somewhere, possibly. But the thing is, I think to start a cult, I think you need a bit of money in the first place to get a bit of exposure. Or at least a place I could invite people.
I think you need a place where you can invite people.
A compound.
You need to get famous people in your cult.
Don't know any.
Wow.
No.
But anyway, enough about my failed attempt to start a cult. What happened to this real one?
Well, these are a bit different. It's kind of almost we use cult nowadays in the sense that, you know, it's like a weird sex drugs cult.
Mm.
In this scenario, it's like a religion, an actual religion.
Oh.
We couldn't get cult because it's not, you know, Christianity. I think with the people who named it are Christians.
Mm.
And that's bullshit. And it's a cult.
Well, some would argue Christianity's a cult.
Well, it's all a cult. Every single one of them's a
Yeah.
cult. It's just, you know, you get to a certain level, you become a religion. But it's all a cult to start with.
Mm. Yeah, but they don't all end in everyone wearing the same Nikes and committing suicide because they think a comet's passing over and it's going to suck them up and take them to another dimension.
Yeah, that's a weird cult.
What I'm saying is, you know, I think cult's quite a specific.
No, you think of it in the modern sense. Every religion starts as a cult.
Well,
When it's got 20 to 30 followers, it's a cult then, isn't it?
but my point is, you know, they don't all kill themselves in matching trainers. You know.
But today we are heading to the volcanic islands of Melanesia to unpack cargo cults.
Just a second, sorry to interrupt. The fuck is that?
You're in like the southeast Pacific region.
Okay.
I
Right.
don't know myself, to be fair.
Yeah.
Never heard of that one.
You know, you like your Fijis, those little islands, your Samoas, those little islands that have all got they've all got inhabitants.
Vanuatu.
From a Tonga.
Yeah.
Tonga.
Tamo Tonga, he's a wrestler.
Yeah, no.
Tamatonga, sorry.
Samoa Joe.
Samoan Joe.
Okay.
Polynesian.
I can picture it. I got you.
You know,
Right.
Yokozuna.
he was Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Was he Hawaiian? Similar.
He was Japanese, Ben.
Keith
The
had
guy
Japanese.
who played him was Hawaiian. Yokozuna
was Japanese. You're right. You are right. I mean, he died in Blackpool from a heart attack as well. Blackpool, of all places. R.I.P. Yokozuna.
But Hawaiians aren't that far from these. Are they the same?
It's Polynesian.
Yeah.
You know.
Right, we've established the location.
Yeah. We're going to unpack cargo cults. They are profound responses to colonialism, missionaries, the shock of World War II. Big shock for these people who are still largely living.
I think it's quite a shock for everyone, to be honest.
Yeah, but if you're guys who are sort of, well, they're not as caught up with the rest of the world by World War II at this point.
Yeah.
They're living on little islands, they're cut off. You know, they're still living a fairly sort of tribal life. All of a sudden, bunch of dudes start turning up with loads of modern shit and aircraft
planes,
and boats to deliver abundance to them. Then you're going to start thinking, well, maybe these guys aren't
Machine guns.
having machine guns.
Yeah.
Maybe these guys are some kind of gods.
If you've got a bow and arrow, right, And that's all you know.
Exactly.
When a fella turns up with a machine gun.
Ooh, my interest peaked.
Well, you won't know what it is at first, will you? So it starts
Well,
mowing down you.
He'll demonstrate it to you
Yeah.
by killing your mate.
He might demonstrate it by just cutting down a swathe of forest. And then say, well, this will happen to you. Look what it did to the trees.
You don't want that.
You don't want that.
Let me shag your women.
Well, yeah.
That would be the next thing I did. Theoretically, after I shot down a bit of the forest. Anyone want to have sex?
Well, you have got the power at this point, haven't you?
Just being honest.
It's the implication.
Just being honest.
That's where the syphilis came from, is it?
Well, obviously the shock of World War II abundance, and then all that stuff went away.
Did
You know,
just stop going?
Well, the war stopped.
the war stopped, so you haven't got to deliver abundance to tiny little Pacific Island bases that are all doing something in the war effort. So when the cargo stopped, they recreated the rituals that they'd seen every day. So people marching around with USA written on their shirts, holding rifles.
Awesome.
So these are rituals in their minds. These are rituals that bring that abundance.
People guiding the planes in.
Yep, they'll start doing that.
Oh, how tragic. The planes aren't coming.
And they never will again.
But, you know.
Well, World War III might start soon.
Well, yeah.
Look, if you're going to mimic any nation, I'm just saying mimicking the greatest nation on earth. God bless America. Could be worse. And also Shalom, just in case.
Playing both sides now.
Well, they're the two I'm most worried will, you know, don't make me say it on mic. But I'm just saying.
Why are you going to climb on top of Mike to say it?
if you're gonna imitate a country, you might as well march around pretending to be a G.I. Joe, aren't you?
Oh, 1940s America was, probably a lot better nowadays than it is now. They were quite anti-fascist. That's a devil's advocate remark.
Hey, you're free to have your own opinions.
So we're going to send to one of the most enduring example, the John Frum movement on Tanna Island in Vanuatu. How do I say it?
Vanuatu.
Vanuatu, that's it.
Now, do you know why he's called John Frum?
John Frum? No, I do not.
Because apparently he came out the jungle, didn't he, or whatever,
Yep.
and said, I'm John from America.
John Frum.
Yeah.
Not, couldn't they remember the America bit?
Clearly not.
John Frum.
From where? Oh, I forget. Just John Frum.
Just John Frum.
I think it could be us saying the whole thing. Just call me Mr. No, my mum and dad. That's my dad.
My dad's name.
Yeah. Just call me John Frum.
Yeah, John from America is my father's name.
That's my father's name. Just call me John Frum.
Just call me John Frum. But there are earlier little sparks of this, like the Valalala madness and the Tuku movement and the influential Yali movement in Papua New Guinea, and you might like this one, Gaz, the Prince Philip movement.
Oh,
We have talked about this before. I think it might have been a weird news back in the day.
Gonna follow someone.
And that exists along the John Frum movement on the very same island.
Was there clashes between them?
No, they just not that I'm aware of anyway.
Because that'd be mad, fighting over your Prince Philip religion.
It would, wouldn't it? Prince Philip, John Frum,
Prince Philip hated people like you.
Oh, John Frum would have despised Prince Philip. Where's my ceremonial hat?
Oh, Prince Philip, the rudest monarch of modern times.
Yeah. Got around it to him.
Yeah, didn't give a fuck, did he?
No, he did not. Good job he's not alive now, really, isn't it?
Oh, God. Sure, I think he should be hanged, shot and quartered them. He nods.
Just put him in a catapult and let me shoot at him as he flies through the sky. This wasn't madness, as colonisers sometimes called them. They were creative acts of cultural resilience, blending ancient beliefs in the reciprocity. Is that right?
No.
I didn't think it was when I said it.
And the-
Reciprocity.
No,
Go on.
I don't know, but it ain't that.
Anyway, I know what the word means. It's the return of an idea.
Right.
And ancestor returns with a few new realities, and by the end, you'll see echoes in everything from decolonisation to modern metaphors about empty rituals. This extended journey goes deeper into belief, history, and human hope. So, what are they? They emerged mainly in Melanesia from the late 19th to the mid 20th century, and the label first gained traction after 1919 Villa Madness in Papua New Guinea, but similar patterns appeared earlier. These movements often involve prophets receiving visions that ancestors, or sometimes a messianic figure, would return with ships or planes loaded with European goods or cargo, which meant much more than material wealth. In Melanesian exchange systems, it symbolised spiritual favour, balance, and the thing that,
We can't say.
that word that I can't say, that colonialism had disrupted. Missionaries banned the native custom practices. Planters took land, traders displayed goods. Locals helped produce it all, but very rarely owned any of it. Because, cheap labour, isn't it? That's why everything gets made in China nowadays.
God bless them.
Yeah. Well, someone's got to do it. And thank God it's not me.
Thanks for all the clothes I'm wearing.
Yes. Thank you very much. To you, Chinese sweatshop workers.
And Taiwan and all those.
All of you. Great bunch of lads.
Yeah.
Now, World War II obviously amplified this dramatically. Because when you have a bunch of Americans turn up on your island and loads of shit starts appearing, you think, well, these guys doing something right, aren't they? Sudden floods of supplies, which you're all sharing in or stealing. Doesn't matter if the full boom of the American military-industrial complex.
They're giving these guys Coca-Colas.
Yeah, Coca-Colas, ice creams, cigarettes,
Playboys.
Candy bars.
Playboys, candy bars, everything you're getting, they're either stealing or bartering for you with.
I bet the Playboys were popular.
And you've got to not think about it though, as an American GI, you've got a very nice little cushy fucking station here, haven't you? On an island with a bunch of natives who aren't going to attack you, and you're spending World War II just getting fed, having a hot shower. No one's attacking you. You're just on some little island. Some bombers come in and out now and again. It's not a bad war, is it, that one?
Bang some locals.
Yeah, you're not storming Peleliu, are you, or Hiroshima?
How was the war, Grandad? Oh,
let me tell you, you've got a bunch of relatives on one island, I can tell you that much.
we don't talk about
But we don't talk about that because when I got back, I married your grandmother.
I just can't.
Here's my medals. 300 days venal disease free.
I'd have never got that.
Lost that one not long after. Never got the extra one. When the war ends and the base is closed and the cargo stops coming, well, it starts prompting new rituals with bamboo airstrips, mock control towers, military drills and flags. It wasn't naive literalism of airplanes. Anthropologists emphasise these are millenarian revitalisers and movements expecting a coming golden age through moral reform, ritual and sometimes political resistance.
Oh yeah, they seen the Americans do this shit, and all the goods came.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got on the radio and supplies turn up.
Oh, we need a control tower. They had one of them. Let's build one.
Yeah.
A runway, bamboo, doesn't matter. We'll have one of them.
Tragic, really. Isn't it?
It's sad in a way, isn't it?
Can you imagine their
Is it-
pathetic little uniforms they made?
Yeah.
The shitty little helmet.
Bamboo rifles.
Marching about.
Yeah.
Even little bamboo microphones.
Hoping
Hoping
one
the
day that
Coca-Cola will
abundance
come back.
will return.
We miss the candy bars. And the Playboys.
The only Playboys we've got now are, well, a lot of the pages are stuck together. We haven't been able to see page 9 for 30 years.
I left mine in a bush. I haven't seen it since.
Now, one of the earliest well-documented cases was the Vialala madness in the Papuan Gulf, starting in 1919. A prophet named Avara, or, certain local visionaries, revealed that ancestor spirits were sending a ghost steamer piloted, which is a steamer is a steamship, piloted by the returning dead.
It's also a big shit.
Yeah, it's also a big shit.
The ghost shit where you shit, my massive shit, and you look down, there's nothing there. Must have gone down the pipe.
It's just the vacuum of the toilet, just straight up. Even though you
just did a shit.
even though you know it was like a walking stick. Well, these ships were piloted by the returning dead, often imagined as white ancestors, carrying tinned food, tools, and even guns to expel colonisers. Followers of this cult destroyed sacred objects and European items. They neglected gardens, they slaughtered pigs in preparation, they built mock wharves, and crafted bamboo, quote, wireless sets, or radios for you and I. To communicate with the spirits, they went into trances, and the shaking and the fanaticism earned the nickname madness. But it was desperate. It was just a desperate bid to restore the cosmic justice that, all this stuff's coming in and now these people have gone.
We want them back.
We want it back.
Yeah, but how many times have you got to talk to your fake radio and not get any signal back before you are actually mental?
How many times you got to pray and nothing happens before you're mental?
That's called faith.
Yeah, well, this is the same thing.
I just think they've been doing it for 80 years now.
It's not the same thing, because Jesus didn't turn up when you're little, give you loads of free stuff, disappear, and then you're constantly trying to get him back.
He gave you
It's about the next life.
He gave you the Christian
This.
Then you'll
faith
find
and his sacrifice 2,000 years ago.
It was probably to bring back all the stuff.
Draw radio.
It's probably to bring back all the stuff at first, but then becomes a community, doesn't it?
I'm just saying, it's completely insane.
I don't think it's any more insane than any other religion out there.
You don't think seeing a radio, right, and then they take the radio away, and then you think you can recreate that out of straw? You think that's less insane than just being a Christian?
I think that the Bible was written a long time after what happened. I think that
This is evidence of these people coming and bringing.
there's evidence of these people coming in, but there was, but apparently the evidence of any.
There's also evidence that radios aren't made of fucking straw. It's completely mental. It's a lot more mental than just having a bit of faith in
You're coming
God.
from our view, Western view.
Exactly.
I'm judging them from a basic human IQ.
But let's say that Jesus rocked up and did all that stuff.
He's
Right,
got
that's
nothing to
the
do with
equivalent of this to them. They're like, my God, that little box on the fucking on the table there communicates with gods who bring stuff. This bloke here who sat at the table, he was the son of a carpenter. Now he's a son of God, and he's turning water into wine.
I still think you've got to be a bit of a fucking dunce to think you can recreate the radio out of straw. I don't think growing up on an island with no human contact is an excuse.
I
Say
see
they're
a
fucking
difference.
idiots. Mate, they're pouncing about in fake little fucking straw army hats.
I think it's kind of cute.
No one explained to them there's a fucking war going on, and when it's over, well, we're fucking off back to America, sorry.
And then
You can't come.
there's a bunch of people who walk the streets holding a cross, dressed all in white robes and have little dog collars, and used to shave their heads in a certain way, that march through the streets hoping to bring Jesus back.
What's your point?
My point is, it's mimicking what they think is going to bring him
Doesn't
back.
make the fact that other religions that you don't believe in, that's fine, doesn't make this any less fucking retarded. And it doesn't make this. Your disdain for Christianity does not make this any less mental than it is. It's mental.
Don't make it my just my disdain for Christianity. It's my disdain for every religion. I hate them all equally.
Name them all.
All of them.
I'm joking.
All of them.
Don't do it.
All of them.
Don't do it.
I think it's all mad. I think it's all.
But I think building.
I think it's all. I think it's something within us that requires us to believe in something bigger.
I just can't get past the idea that even if you've no concept of what plastic is, or radios, or metal, or you see a radio up close with all the dials and the buttons and the.
Mm. But
And then you look around and you're like, wonder if I just went out sure.
But what are you
If
forgetting?
it'll do the same.
They don't know what's inside it. They're just seeing a
That's
box.
right.
All they're seeing is a box and an aerial. They don't know what makes it work. They just he talks into that box with that little pole,
I'm just gonna say
and
it.
stuff happens.
Just gonna say it. These natives are pretty thick.
You know. And 2,000 years ago, someone decided that having a kneel and clasping your hands, or bowing your head, or whatever, does the same thing. Bring me fortune. That's what prayer is, isn't it? Bring me fortune.
No, it's not what everyone's praying for, is it? Not to be rich.
No, but just good
You're
luck.
meant to
Generally,
pray for
good
other
luck,
people,
generally.
aren't you?
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Someone you know is having an operation, you pray
You
for
need
them.
to do that, but at the
whatever.
same time, let me be all right. Let my family be all right. It's all.
Ben's prayer. Show me the money! Where's the money you can? You said
It's
your
all right.
prayers, Ben. Yeah. Amen.
Yeah, but fortune in a general way, you're asking for you and everyone around you to be happy and well.
Sorry.
So, you're asking for everyone around you to be happy and well. You're praying for good fortune.
I've never prayed. I've pretended to, but I've never actually prayed.
That's what prayer is, surely. Everyone, you and everyone around you to get good fortune, and that's what this is. It's just a modern day version that we're calling a cult, but to these people, it's very real. We're obviously,
Well, Mike thinks it's cute. I think it's mental.
I think it's mental. The movement spread quickly, but faded amid hardship by the early 1920s. But it set the template for what was to come. But even earlier, in 1885, in Fiji, during intense plantation colonialism, the Tuka movement rolled under the prophet, arose under the prophet Navo Safakandua. That wasn't too bad. And he was an oracle priest, and he promised a return to ancestral potency with a golden age. He starts blending Fijian mythology with selected Christian elements. Followers anticipated the world being upset with the colonisers and the missionaries being swept away. But obviously, British authorities thought it was dangerous and,
They were exiled.
yeah.
Did we kill them?
They were exiled repeatedly. Every time they came back, they'd start turning up and saying, hey, we should get rid of these guys and we go back to, off you fuck. Back on the boat. To be fair, 1885, I think that's fairly fucking liberal, isn't it? No, they could have just shot him.
If,
You would have done.
Yeah, I would have, yeah.
I'm going to clip that bit, and if you ever run for local politics, I'm going to play that clip of you going, off you fuck, back on the boat. Not if you were Labour.
You think they might win people over? If you mix the two, it might win people over.
Maybe if you joined Reform, or whatever the other one's called.
I forget.
You could make a dance track out of it.
Or maybe, like Alan Shearer's Pressure, What Pressure? Pressure's for Tyres.
God.
The seminal dance classic.
No. The most boring man alive.
Pressure, what pressure? Pressure's for Tyres.
It's not deep. It's not. It doesn't mean anything.
Based my life on it. Do you think this is pressure? Imagine what a tyre's going
That
through.
makes sense. They explode all the time. They literally have too much pressure and just go bang.
But that's what happens when you have bad maintenance.
No, it's when they wear out. It's going to happen to Alan one day. And hopefully I'll stand over him as he's having a heart attack and I'll go, pressure!
Oh, his own words serve back to him as a sense of ironic, poetic justice. Oh.
Oh God, you're so deep, Alan. What
He's up
a
there with Voltaire.
mind for the ages.
He's up there with Voltaire.
I mean, he was a great striker, don't get me wrong. I'll never deny that. What a player, but fuck off talking. Talking for a living makes me sick. What these fucking dunces.
Is there a sense of envy there?
He's just a fucking lump. He's like a football boot with a expensive
That's
jumper
what the man
on.
is. He's a strong.
He's just a human
Football
football boot.
Boom, have it.
He's not funny. Don't like him.
I don't expect him to be funny. I
And he's
expect him
Gary's
to know.
mated in. You know how I feel about Gary, so let's not go on as too much of a detour.
All
What's
right,
happening
well,
with my
John-
island friends?
John from.
John from.
This happened on Tanna Island. It's an active Mount Yasur volcano. Was under British and French condominium rule in the 30s. Missionaries pushed hard against what was called the cast-on, the drinking kava, dances, wearing traditional clothing, traditional governance. Because of course we want to be in charge. Never mind your native things, you do what we do
Worship
now.
God now and dress like we do.
Yes. Now, around 1930, maybe a little earlier, during kava ceremonies near Sulphur Bay.
Sulphur Bay?
Sulphur Bay, it's near the volcano.
Sulphur.
It's near the volcano.
Oh, okay.
There's an active volcano on this island.
Not the devil.
Huh.
Well, it might be. Depends.
Doesn't sound very nice, does it?
Sulphur Bay. No, it smells like an awful place to be around. It smells like me after eating, onions, effectively.
It smells like the pits of hell.
Yeah, my.
I think you should be exiled to Sulphur Bay.
I'd probably enjoy it. Well, elders, while they're at Sulphur Bay, which doesn't sulphur get you, can make you high and, makes you short of oxygen if you breathe in too much, yeah.
Dunno.
Yeah, it can.
Never been near a volcano.
I have. I've been to the one on Gran Canaria.
Fair play.
Yeah, I've climbed up it as a child. And the
You
sulphur,
escaped.
yes. I climbed up it. I had to sacrifice myself to the volcano gods.
Just for a laugh.
Just, something to do.
You were 6.
Yeah. Yeah, probably was actually, yeah. But sulphur can make you short of breath.
Okay. Well,
Which, might make you high.
I'll cross
And
it off the list of things I'm going to huff.
Yeah, please do. Elders reported visions of a white man, sometimes with a coat with shiny buttons, and it is shitey buttons then. Shiny buttons. And later that got put into US military garb, and he called himself John From, which is meant to be John from America, but they, But his mission, his message, was reject the missionaries and the colonisers, return to the cast arm, honour the ancestors and the volcano spirit. And if you do, also worship me a bit. I will return from America with ships and planes full of cargo, houses, food, clothes, radios, all for you. The whites will leave and we'll live in abundance as brothers, which is it's a nice message, isn't it?
That's pretty cool.
Depends what colour you are.
Well, I mean, he's going to be the only white man on the thing, and he's God.
It's a good place to be.
It's not a bad place to be, is it?
Yeah.
Now, some legends emerged that, he came from the inside the volcano and he travelled underwater to America. He urged...
Fucking Aquaman.
Yeah. John from Atlantis.
God,
It was John from Atlantis all this time. He urged them to build wharves and start clearing airstrips. The movement simmered, and then, just before World War II, it fucking exploded. Here's proof.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
He's probably just some pilot who got shot, who had mechanical failure over an island, managed to crash land and survive, and he's like, "Don't kill me. I'm John from America."
Had a
And
few goods.
he's got some chocolate.
Yeah.
He'd have his escape rations, wouldn't he? If you
Radio.
don't kill me, and you let me raid you, I'll bring in you things like you've never seen before.
I'll
Yeah.
bring you. Look at these on my feet.
Look at these, they're shoes.
Oh.
They're giving us in
You
shoes,
want some of
trousers.
Want some
They're just in
boots?
loincloths or naked. He's in military clothes. He's got buttons.
You probably,
These people don't know what buttons are.
probably had a Playboy
Yeah.
rolled up in his. I mean, that's an emergency item.
Or
Isn't
at
it?
least a risque photo of his wife or sweetheart.
Well, yeah. Maybe. Don't know. The 40s. Who's going to develop that?
Yeah, good point. Unless you've got a
They'll
home
punch you in
development
the
thing.
face, slap you.
Amateur photographer, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not up on 40s porn. I'll look into it.
It was probably just mainly stockings and corsets, in all fairness. They all
I
painted
said I
on
will
them.
look into it.
All right, we'll get back to us. Let us know.
Okay.
And imagine you're in.
I'm off to wank to 1940s pin-ups.
It's a challenge, but one I accept. What were you going to say, mate?
I was going to say, imagine being a native, you know, these are elders or whatever are talking about this abundance, and you're like,
It's coming. I believe him.
you might be sceptical.
Mm.
And all of a sudden, World War II happens, these things do come to the sky, bring all these. Fucking hell. This guy was right, innit? I'm going to join up.
Yeah. Build a radio out of straw.
Yeah. In the
See why you'd fall. It couldn't have gone better, couldn't it?
no. God, if you crash land on an island,
But imagine if did John Frum ever turn up back there? Or did he starve somewhere?
I think he lived on this island, and had them bring him shit.
Because if he came back after the planes had been and that, wouldn't he be? They'd be like, "Holy fuck, he is God. Let me suck him off."
Oh yeah.
Because everything he said was right.
So post 1945, the belief endured. Right? Because I mean, you've had the Americans just turn up and just. This is the full might of the American industrial complex. World War II. It's like beans, bullets, and bandages. That's what you need to win a war, and Americans were fucking on it, as well as the tanks and the airplanes and the ammunition. Their scale of wartime industry is unmatched at that point. It just is. It's just they're just producing more than everybody else.
And they never stopped.
It's yes and no.
It's like they're still on a permanent war footing, isn't it?
Yes and
Compared
no.
to the rest of the world.
The stuff they've got now is obviously a lot more expensive, so you can't make more of it. I mean, if it comes down to shells and ships and planes and guns, then yeah,
They never really come off that war footing, did they?
in a way, no. But obviously everything got more expensive, so you make less of it. You know, this stuff's, Shermans were churned. I think they churned out something like 34,000 Sherman tanks in 5-6 years. It's a lot. It's more than the Germans churned out. Only the Russians beat them with the T-34, where they just... them things were made in fucking tractor factories. They were ridiculously easy to make. But still. So, in the 1950s, leaders like Nakahama formed the Tanner Army, which was men in makeshift red, white and blue uniforms, marching with bamboo rifles, and raising American or sometimes Confederate flags, depending on what was left.
Don't you think he's kind of cute?
The Confederate flag.
No, no. Marching with bamboo rifles
Oh, yeah, I suppose in a way.
in their little makeshift uniforms.
Dudes are writing USA on their chest.
Grown men. Are they singing, "I am a real American"?
No, because it's the 1950s.
It's that song travelled backwards through time. It's that powerful.
Maybe they were. Maybe they were in that
They
scenario.
already know. John Frum was Hulk Hogan's grandfather.
What if John Frum was a time
Hulk
travelling
Hogan.
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, he was. You just solved it.
I think I have. But in 1957, they raised the American or Confederate flag publicly, and colonial crackdowns only strengthened it. The movement, entwined with anti-colonial sentiment, helped preserve the cast-on customs as the Vanuatu moved forward towards independence. It took until 1980. Today, the John Frum movement is smaller, but it's still there. It's concentrated in the villages in Lamacara, near Sulphur Bay, but it persists. Christianity has grown across the island of Tanna, yet hundreds will still gather for John Frum.
Should we go there and give them actual radios and guns? Blow their fucking minds. Oi, John From, look at this. Radio. And
Broomstick.
All your
Well, it
dreams
depends what we're
come
making
true.
out of it.
Well,
You suggested we do gun run into Vanuatu now.
if we can.
Do you not think that giving advanced technology to the people who obviously have caught up slightly but probably haven't got pump action shotguns is a good idea?
Well, that's what they want. That's
Well,
what,
we're just giving this is.
well, what else did the Americans give them back in the day?
You know what,
Wait
guys? You know,
for it.
I take it back. This is late stage capitalism, and we give the people what they want. And if they want pump action shotguns,
If they've got the readies,
and they've got the readies, then we give them pump action shotguns.
yeah, why not?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why we shouldn't.
We'll have to fly them in from South America, maybe.
Probably South Africa, South America. Let's not
That's-
get too costly. We've got to
that's
keep
dodgy.
profit. We've got to keep costs down,
That's
guys.
what I said, South America.
South America. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think it's South Africa. Yeah, South America. The cheapest pump action
Could
shotguns
be.
we can
You're going to
find.
deal with South American warlords.
That's
Maybe.
what I'm saying, it could be dangerous, but...
As long as the
I'll pop
money's
down there with
paid,
my
that-
British charm.
As long as the money's paid, we'll keep a strictly business.
Right.
You know, we're not going to invite them over for Coke and tea.
Listen, I want a load of guns. Who are you? A man.
I've dealt with Tiny Wang on
Yeah.
Alibaba, and I can
I'm
deal
an
with you,
importer.
El Salvadori
Yeah.
testicular remover.
I used to import little plastic toys.
Yes, and now I'm importing shotguns.
Now I want
What's
to
the
import-
difference?
Yeah, machine guns, shotguns,
Maybe shotguns to
bombs,
start with, machine
everything
guns
you've
come
got,
later.
hand grenades,
No, don't give them everything at
Oh.
once. We sta-
Uzis,
you know-
rocket launchers.
We'll start with muskets.
Muskets.
So good.
It will be to them.
They'll be gutted because they saw the 1940 thing.
All right, we start in the 1940s.
It's gotta
We
be at
start with
least a machine
shotguns, and then we gotta keep the latest. Oh, the latest one from John From Industries
Just give them miniguns.
is the grease gun, the little submachine gun, and then it's submachine guns.
When it costs us more to buy antique guns, you're no good at gun running. Listen, it'd be much cheaper just to buy whatever shit they've got in, Mexico. or
We can't
somewhere.
give these people
AK-47s.
AK-47s.
Yeah, a fucking
Guys,
container full.
you've got no long-term business plan. This is your problem. You sell them the shit first,
No.
and then when we get to the we're
It's
eking it.
in and out. It's a bang and
No,
out.
because we no one left to fucking sell to.
I'm not hanging around there. I'm dropping off the container ship of AKs, taking the money, and I'll never step foot back on the Hell Island.
Because no one will be left alive.
Well, what they do with those AKs is up to them.
Oh,
John From.
well,
I'm sure they'll just, look after them, and
yeah, I'm sure they will.
I'm sure it won't turn into an instant fucking bloodbath.
The worst is we're giving them AKs, which will fire in any condition. You could bury an AK in mud for a year,
Yeah.
tap it out, and still fire.
Not
Because
that
you give them something
accurate.
really unreliable.
Not that accurate. There'll be a lot of innocent bystanders.
It will be, yeah. Over 50 feet, an AK is not really that
That's
much
what
good.
John
yeah.
From promised them. I mean, what else would an American give you?
An M16.
I mean, what do they really want? What are they praying for? What do
Money.
you think? Is it the guns or is it the chocolate or the beers?
Everything.
It's
They give
everything.
them
They want the
Budweisers.
abundance. They want, it's a sign of
Comic
it's good
books.
karma for them.
Titty bags.
Titty bags.
Titty mags.
Oh,
yes.
titty bags.
What did you think I said?
Titty bags. I was like,
A titty bag.
what?
What's a titty
I
bag?
don't know. Don't want to find out.
That sounds like one of the islands. Titty bag.
Well, every Friday, hymns and songs honour John From, and every February the 15th is John From Day, and the celebration continues. Men paint USA on their chests, they wear military-style hats if available, they parade with wooden guns, they blend custom dances with precise drill formations, they make grass models of planes and they make runways. Chiefs make offerings towards the volcano where John From lives, and songs reaffirm the promise of returning cargo. This man's become a god. It's amazing.
Just shows you how easily you can start a religion, doesn't it? Well, if you're lucky enough for World War II to start, and
That's the timing, isn't it?
Because if that hadn't have happened and they saw him again, they might have speared him to death.
They probably would have. He may well have got speared to death, to be fair. I think it's like, he was a god, honestly.
Yeah, we worshipped him. I swear.
Yeah.
I swear.
Oh. As one elder, when asked why, like, hey, why do you still follow this John Frum guy? He said, well, Christians have waited 2,000 years for Jesus. Why should we abandon hope for John Frum after only a few decades?
Fair enough.
It is really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. The movement remains a living expression of cultural resilience in a way. Like, no, we're going to fucking believe in John Frum. Well, on the same island, you got the Prince Philip movement.
Thank God it's not Andrew.
Well, in a way, you could be right, because they believe now that Philip's essence has passed on to Charles. But wouldn't that apply to all his children in some way?
No, not the
What do you mean his essence has passed on
Well,
to Charles?
the spirit of Prince Philip is now inhabiting King Charles.
Is it now?
That's what they believe, because he's a god, Mike, and gods
what they
don't die.
believe.
Yeah. I don't believe that.
Maybe that's why his fingers are so fat, sausage fingers, because they're full of his dad's ghost.
Yeah. Maybe his fingers have evolved to match the size of Camilla's vagina.
Oh, God. This is the only way I can satisfy it.
I want to develop rheumatoid arthritis in my hands and inhabit them with the ghost of my spirit father.
What Cumberland sausages for fingers.
But she does have a rather large vag.
Camilla doesn't mind, but she doesn't like it when Daddy talks. When I'm giving her a good fingering.
A good finger banging.
And the ghost of Daddy
Tells me that I'm not doing it right.
he says, bloody hell, it's horrible in here.
Shoddy Indian ship, Indian women ship.
This is like shunting worship, Charles. This is terrible finger banging. You're an awful monarch and an even worse husband.
What this population needs is a good genocide.
I'd imagine that would be off-putting during intercourse.
She's learned to live with it.
Oh,
Say, if you want to be the bloody queen, this is what happens.
just put some earplugs in. King and country. Think about it.
That was a weird tangent.
It was, wasn't it? It really was.
Someone should animate that.
We should animate it and save ourselves a copyright thing. Oh, let's just say copyright on that for us now.
I think with
I
Keir
think we're safe with
Starmer's-
that one. I don't think anyone's going to make that.
Yeah, I don't think.
Mike, you never know.
King Charles's fingers being so fat because they're full of his dad's ghost. And he's fingering Camilla and his dad starts talking. I don't think anyone's going to... But if Keir Starmer's putting people in jail for,
Threatening to burn down hotels.
I think we could potentially be... I wouldn't be confident posting that in modern Britain.
We best we don't.
Yeah.
Mainly just for the uproar it might cause, never mind the official government passy.
Also, just,
Mainly for the
just
uproar,
just
although
for
some
taste-
people would find it funny.
Just for taste reasons.
Look, we're going to put
I
this...
should never have said any of it out loud. Never
Look.
mind.
Look,
Animate it.
the fact remains, we are going to put that segment out on a podcast. Gentlemen,
Well-
we're all guilty by association. Let's share our guilt. We'll say, long live whoever before we get shot in the gulag. How's that?
We'll call it King Sausage Fingers.
Long live King Sausage Fingers.
It is ghostly fibre.
Yes.
Say hello, Daddy.
And just jazz hands in front of us. Spirit fingers, obviously. Wow.
Does that mean his dad's been inside his wife's vag?
Yes, it does, yeah. Well, I was slating him as a person.
Well, his ghost has.
Yeah, the ghost has, yeah.
I don't like it when her.
Yeah.
Let's move on. For the love of God, please move on.
Okay.
Well, emerging in the 1950s or 60s, followers believe a light-skinned spirit left Tanna long ago, travelled overseas and married a powerful queen. They identified the Queen and Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, and Queen Elizabeth II, as that divine figure, or the brother of the son of the mountain or volcano spirit, sometimes even linked mythically to John Frum. His 1970s visit, this is Prince Philip, visited the New Hebrides, which is like an island out by there. So the closest little bit of the British Empire that was left at the time.
Hebrides.
It seemed confirmatory to them that this guy was a god for some reason. And he did playfully engage with them. He sent them autographed photos that became sacred relics in village shrines alongside Union flags. And I put the question to you, gentlemen. If a bunch of people you've never met all of us starts thinking that you're some kind of volcano god, right? I'd send them a few autograph photos, wouldn't you? I'd play into it a little, playfully play into it, not turn up the yard and go, I'm your god, I'm ruling them. Just, an autograph photo.
If
I don't know, a photo of me somewhere else. Maybe my old jacket. Who knows? Something just to.
A couple of hand jobs here and there.
Oh, that'd be nice if you ever visited. And I'd imagine they'd do a lot more for you if you wanted to. But just a signed photo, I think, it's no different from getting a photo from a celebrity, is it?
Well, good on him.
The people used to do. I mean,
not many people get signed photos from their god.
Back in the 50s, Hollywood actresses and that would actors and actresses would spend hours signing photos, and people would buy them. My nan, for example, has got Audrey Hepburn's autograph on a signed photo because she paid for it. And if you go to wrestling, then you see Unreal Cena signing like 3,000 flyers, one after the other. They just do that, and then you'd sell it for $5-10 or whatever, and you make you sat there just signing your name, innit?
You think he sold his pictures to him?
He may well have done for the oil.
Charged for the postage, or at least one of their young ladies.
Maybe. Well, who's
Probably
to
ate
say?
one of them.
Who's to say?
Probably ate a child.
Maybe that's where the royal family got their children from to eat. If they are reptilians.
Who knows?
Who's to say?
Possible.
But after Philip's, let's say, supposed death, let's say his retirement from public life, if he is an immortal reptilian.
Right.
In 2021, the community island mourned ritually. They flew the Union flag at half-staff at the Cavana drinking house, the pub, basically. Chiefs expressed that while the Duke had passed, the spiritual connection to the royal family, i.e. the mother, endured. And some speculated the spirit may well continue through Prince Charles, who's obviously now King Charles III.
His fingers.
Through his fingers. We've been through that. This movement mixes reverence, reciprocity, expectations and cultural pride. It has drawn global attention and tourism, yet remains a small but vibrant part of Tanna's spiritual landscape. And like John Frum, it weaves distant outsiders into a local sort of cosmology, turning these global figures into sources of dignity and hope for these people, which is mental, because, no one's worshipping a Rothschild, are they? That's nothing to do with that's nothing to do with anti-Semitism, just saying they are bankers who have funded both sides of wars throughout history. That has nothing to do with any religious or ethnicity point. They are capitalist bastards.
Yeah, well. The robber barons.
Yes, like your family were, Mike, back in the day.
My family?
The Normans, Norman aristocracy turned into the robber barons.
Oh.
Sorry, it's history, check it out. Don't be king, do you? Give us some money. That's pretty much their thing.
Well,
Just stay away from his fingers.
Absolutely. Charles's fingers.
Yeah. And Andrew.
Will William get them?
Well, I don't know what.
Will his fingers swell twice as large because he's now got the spirit of King Charles and Prince Philip in him?
I don't know what part of the body they'll inhabit on him. It might be something different.
Oh, it's not his hairline.
Could be his head. His head might grow to twice the size.
Oh man, like he's got space mumps.
But yeah, he'll have 2 ghosts inside him.
Yeah. Will this continue onwards?
I
Will
think
his
so.
son have 3 ghosts inside him?
I think that's how it works. That's what the island people think.
Well, that's what anime has taught me.
And they've demonstrated their intelligence so far, haven't they? We
They
can
really
trust
have.
them.
Yeah. To see the full diversity, let's have a look at some other key examples. We're going to return to New Guinea and the Madang province and the Yali movement. He was a charismatic local leader and a World War II veteran who'd worked with the Australians, become disillusioned, and in the post-war years inspired a major revitalisation effort. Followers sought both material cargo and a strong return to traditional ways, blending or rejecting various sort of the missionary messages from the Christians. So we like that bit. We'll have that. Don't like that bit. We'll put our local bit in that.
Yeah.
Mix the two.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Easy to digest.
Totally. Well, that's how every religion takes over.
Yeah.
Is you accept little bits of the one that's come before it. So Easter is coming up. That is Ishtar, the goddess Ishtar, who is the goddess of spring and fertility. But also Jesus all of a sudden got crucified at Easter.
Yep.
So the spring, rebirth, boom, there we go. Same message, different dude.
Same date in it.
Same date.
Keep
So
the
we're
dates the same, but just change the meaning.
yes, but we're not having the orgy in the woods anymore. We're gonna just go to church and have a pray.
I worship the Easter Bunny.
Oh yeah.
Yes. He's my favourite deity.
He's demonic.
He's not made.
Is he demonic?
He's the one who. He's the reason we have eggs, isn't he?
Oh, I think
Eggs.
chickens are probably the reason.
Chocolate one.
Ah, okay. Well, yes, he does lay them.
I think it's all about him now.
Does he
mind
have a
Jesus.
battery farm of lady Easter bunnies that he...
No, it's not
like-
how you make chocolate, Ben.
Is it?
It's not. No.
Easter eggs in
Chocolate
particular.
doesn't come from bunnies.
Does he impregnate several thousand
Chickens. He's a bunny.
Easter bunny ladies?
They lay eggs.
Do you remember? Yes, the Cadbury's caramel bunny lays eggs, and there's several thousand of them. Maybe
She's not
it's
the
a thing.
predator queen or the alien queen. But that's such a gross image. That beautiful, sexy caramel bunny
Yeah,
laying an egg.
yeah.
Horrific.
There's dozens of them all laying Easter eggs that are
Just-
pumped into tubes that swirl around and then go into the box and the packaging and it's shipped off.
rank.
It is. It's awful, isn't it? It's a nightmare. It's nightmare fuel.
I just prefer the machine. It's just a machine.
What happened to the
Big
sexist
factory.
Cadbury camo bunny anyway?
She's still at Cadbury World. There's a
Is she?
yeah. There's
That's
like a-
something.
if you're a furry, then it might be a bit challenging for you. I mean, I could look her up and down, to be honest.
I'll look her up and down.
I used to fancy you.
Yeah.
What the fuck? But,
The anthropologist Peter Lawrence wrote in his classic book in 1964 called The Road Belonged to Cargo, provides one of the deepest studies showing how these movements weren't misunderstandings of technology, but complex responses to inequality, blocked reciprocity. So we're all doing this prayer stuff, but you ain't giving us jack. But it's always blocked. And colonial power. And Yarny himself tried at times to manage or suppress unchecked cargo further, focusing instead on culture and political organisation. They're not coming back.
yeah.
Let's try and pay some. Let's make a rule where everyone gives a little bit and we try and make the things better using that money.
Mm.
Yeah, post World War II, efforts blending political organisation drills and hopes of self-abundance and self-rule. But across all of these examples, from 1880s Fiji to 1950s Thailand and Madang, common threads emerge. Prophets, ancestor or messianic return, ritual imitation of outsiders, preparation for a transformed world, and often subtle resistance. Some cause short-term hardship, i.e., neglected gardens, destroyed goods. But, sometimes...
No good.
Yeah, well, it just brings everyone together, doesn't it? That's something.
Yeah, they're not. No.
Either way, it's not doing anything, though, is it? You're bringing people together, but it's not doing anything.
Well, is it the same for all religions?
Yeah.
It makes them
But it's
feel
bringing,
better.
yeah, it's bringing people together, isn't it? Though, so
Makes them feel better. But life's hard.
yeah, and this is a little celebration they have. It
They probably like making their
distracts
little
them from their
hats.
worries and yeah.
Yeah, they must. But then some of them get a red hat and some of them get a blue hat, and before you know it, they're fighting each other.
Yeah, but they've only got wooden guns, so it'd be...
Well, they still use them a club, mate, don't
Well,
they?
yeah, but...
Batter them with the fucking butt end. Maybe they've got sharp sticks as bayonets.
Unless we send them some real ones for money. Really change it up.
For me, it just sums up how easy. No, you know what? No, for me, it sums up how much, as human beings, we need to believe in something bigger than ourselves. And I personally think the sooner you realise that life is short, hard, and cruel, and no one punches as hard as it, and you try and rise above that, and do your best, and take pride in that, the less time we'll need religion. Journey of growth of the self is more important than believing in a higher power and hoping one day your life will be better because you've said your prayers.
I think you're oversimplifying it a bit, aren't you?
I'm sure billions and billions of people will just stuff it tomorrow.
No. Of course they won't. Because it's something in us. There's a piece in us that needs to believe in something
It's a
higher than
sense of
ourselves.
community as well, isn't it?
We can have that sense of community
Belonging.
without this.
Yeah, you can, but...
Is my point. We can have this if we all just decide, you know what, stuff works better when we all act in the same self-interest, and we don't need to believe in a higher power to do this. If we just all get on with each other and work towards a greater good, good.
A lot of religions that they do espouse that, don't they?
But it's always got its fucking lunatic fringe, hasn't it? Every single one of them's got its lunatic fringe.
Well,
you want big societies,
they're ruining for everyone else, aren't they?
You want big society. You want everyone to get involved in some way and be rewarded justly for what they're doing.
Big societies.
Big society.
Sound like Tony Blair.
Oh, God,
education.
To be fair, that wouldn't have gone amiss nowadays, would it?
What are you going to do?
Everyone's thicker than ever. Education was really a noble
what are you
goal.
Going to do?
Well, I'm going to do, I don't know, guys, one day maybe I'll fucking change something, who knows? Because I believe in myself rather than some false god.
Why does it bother you though if anybody else does?
Because if everyone thought on the same page, we'd be a lot better off as a species.
Yeah, but...
If you didn't have the Dark Ages where the greatest upcoming scientific minds in Europe were burned at the stake by a church, we might be 2,000 years ahead of where we are now.
The least troublesome people in society are probably the most religious. And obviously not the fanatics, but just...
Even some of the pioneers, Isaac Newton, he was religious.
He was, but he still recognised science.
Yeah, he spent half his life trying to decode the Bible.
Yeah, but you talk about him as if everyone goes there, reads the Bible like it's...
What about
takes it literally and like, I'm made from ribs.
The Islamic scientific revolution and the...
Yeah, but then they regressed.
I'm just saying.
Because people start believing stuff literally.
Just leave them to it.
I think it's the worst.
It's like these guys, leave them to it.
I think it's a cancer on mankind.
Yeah,
I really do.
You tell us every week.
I know, but I can't get my head around it.
Well, it just
baffles me.
Leave them be.
Yeah. People
think different, don't they?
That's it. That's what's important to them in their lives. I've got no problem with that.
They get a community out of it. Something to do.
Look when we used to all meet up and do and chat, and without that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're all really looking forward to you telling them about how everything they believe is a cancer on society.
Mankind.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Not even society, mankind.
They'll flock. Just leave them alone. It's dying out. Well, no, it's making a bit of a comeback, but it's more.
That's what concerns me.
It's more dead. Why does it?
I don't know.
People are doing something that they enjoy that makes them feel better.
I think it's false hope. I think it's anything worse than false hope.
But it's not.
Brings them solace, obviously, and
It's
gives them
fake.
rules and structures to their life. I don't know. Various different reasons why people do
You
it.
could have that without this. You could have structure and common
That's
and
good.
solace.
That's fine. That's for you, isn't it? That's your path. That's fine. That's good. That's good also. Whatever you want.
People should not listen to me, but not worship
Oh,
me.
fuck me.
This is the root of it.
No, I don't. I wouldn't want to.
Replace all your silly worship that you do and just simply worship me.
No, I don't want to be worshipped.
Oh, no, of course not.
I don't
Want to be worshipped.
No.
No.
No, I don't. No, I'm
No.
not God.
No.
I'm my own God.
The religion of Ben.
I'm my own God. Everyone should be their own God.
Didn't we discover that was, what was it? Self-deityism was one of the roots of
Luciferianism.
Yeah, which is what all the Epstein people
No,
were
that's
into.
Baalism and Molochism
No,
and pagan deity
pretty
worship.
sure it was one of the Luther.
No, Lutheranism goes back to
Luciferian.
Anton LaVey in the 60s, I'm afraid.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure
No,
there's.
because we're not worshipping a
talking
deity,
piece.
we're worshipping ourselves.
Yeah.
Molech myself, I'm not the same level as
Yeah,
that.
they worship themselves while they're wearing a child's
I am-
face.
I'm sorry, I can't, it all baffles me. And it
Yeah,
has since primary school.
yeah. Well, you worship a bloke who ate a plate of his own shit, so.
I don't worship Mr. Crowley in the slightest. I admire his philosophical ideas.
Right. Well, some people admired whatever they claim Jesus is.
No, this is worship. This is different. There's admiring philosophical points and there's worship.
Yeah, it doesn't affect you, so leave them alone. They're fine, they're happy. They're alright. You know.
It's when they get together and try and impose it on other people. That's what I'm
That's your
That's
issue,
when
isn't
it's
it?
Yeah,
That's
but
your
most of
issue.
them don't do that, do they? They're not all Mormons, are they? Or Jehovah's banging on your door, are they? Most of them
Stop,
just
stop
quietly.
knocking my door.
Most of them, you'll never know. They just quietly go, do what they do, come home,
Yeah.
go to a few events a week. That's it.
But then there are some
And then there's
in the White House at the moment.
And in Iran, this is a war
Armageddon.
between two fundamentalist states, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it could always go awry. Don't get me wrong, but I just think for the average person, leave them alone. You know. What can I say? Doesn't bother me. Not it.
And do you extend that to these guys, the John From movement?
Oh yeah, they're fucking by there, not hitting me, are they? I just think they're idiots. If I was on the island, I'd bully them and step on their straw radio.
And they throw you in the volcano,
They
mate.
can't shoot.
Yeah,
Can't
they
shoot
sacrifice you to John From.
me. I'd have a real gun.
What's it? Joe versus the Volcano, do you remember that? Is that Tom Hanks?
Vaguely.
Never seen it. Heard of it?
Remember the title, yeah.
Sure it was Tom
Don't
Hanks.
think
Joe
that was
versus the
it.
Volcano.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, fair play to him, you know.
I feel
They're
sorry
nice
for
little
him.
hats, they're not hurting me, so yeah, leave them to it. Bless
Mike?
them.
Yep.
Finished?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
well, I say, or if they do start trying to spread their religion, just carpet bomb the island. Yeah.
Well, we could just use it for nuclear testing.
Easy. Yeah.
You know, not that they need a bikini atoll.
Makes perfect sense to me.
What, nuclear testing?
Yeah. No, them doing their little rituals and things.
Oh yeah.
You know. Yeah. They seen other people do it and all these goods came.
Well, that's
Yeah,
it.
it
And
worked,
over
didn't it?
time, yeah, it's just become a little.
Your little tribe on this remote island has spent generations worshipping a god that has not provided you with abundance. And all of a sudden, these dudes turn up in these uniforms and do these silly walkabouts with sticks in their hands.
After an elder
They get on a little thing and they
prophesized
talk.
it.
And an elder says, one day abundance will come back, because, you know, that's what every prophet does. They either prophesise doom or gluttony, don't they? Let's face it. Everything will be great or everything will be shit. There's only two ways of prophecy. And he says, oh, everything will be great one day, because everything's shit right now, so everything will be great one day. And then these white dudes turn up, and all of a sudden you've got shit tons of food. And I'd imagine the food they ship there, it would have all been canned goods. It would have, you've been talking millions of cans over like 4 years, and I imagine they probably just left most of it there. You know, so everyone was probably pigging out on this stuff for years. Like, oh, what if we do what they did? We speak into this box and walk around with these sticks wearing USA on our chests, that'll come back.
Yep. They're probably doing the Trump dance now.
Yeah, they probably are, yeah. To YMCA. Well, yeah, but that's, you know, that's religion, isn't it? It's the promise of better times.
Well, good on them. Maybe one day, well, maybe soon, World War start again and they'll see some planes.
Well, I tell you what, if China invaded Taiwan...
Pour the nukes splat at the sun, yeah.
If China decided to invade Taiwan, a lot of these little Pacific islands and Polynesian islands would start seeing that American gravy train roll back in, because they would need bases on these islands to fight back, and there's logistics bases. So,
well, they can only hope.
Yeah.
Careful what you pray for, lads. You could fuck it up for the rest of us.
And America would have to defend Taiwan, because that's where all the processing chips for their missiles come from.
And most of my underwear.
So on that note, let's end the show.
Yeah.
I've been Ben. Thanks very much for listening. Follow us on Facebook at Come to the Bull and the Post Truth Apocalypse. YouTube is Apocalypse Bull. SoundCloud, Spotify, all your other podcasting platforms. Come to the Ball and the PTA. You know what? Don't join a cult. Don't join a cult. Don't drink the Flavour Aid.
Except join this cult because they're cool.
No, they're not.
Join mine if you want.
Join gas. You know what? Join gas is cool. Fuck it. You might as well, because none of it's going to come true, and at least he'll just want some drugs and money off you.
At least I'm honest. Just send me some money. I'll give you a book.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple exchange, really. You don't need to do anything or ever speak to me again. Please.
You know, you haven't got to give... Are you going to fuck their wives if they buy the book?
Yeah, that's always on the table.
Yes.
Whatever she looks like.
Because that is usually a cult leader's thing,
However old she is. She could be 78.
Oh, 78. Oh, we're going to the upper scale.
Yeah, I wasn't
Thank God we're going to the upper scale.
That doesn't even need
age isn't important. She could be 78. You said age isn't important.
Just
And then up to 78.
wife,
Oh, there we go.
indicates adult, I would imagine.
You never know in some states in America or anywhere in the world, mate.
I'm not a politician. I'm trying to start a cult.
They used to become politicians.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Sadly, I can't join your cult, guys. I'm already in one.
He's a Jedi. He's already stealing kids.
Clean them for themselves.
So I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
I've been Gaz. Free Biff Tannen. Bye.